What a performance by Matt Nunes. Obviously, we've had a goalie battle going on all season, and for what Matt Nunes did today, especially in that fourth quarter, when Albany was trying to get their way back to tying that ball game, and some really close shots in tight, when Matt Nunes stepped out and stole the angle and stole the shot. He also gives us a lot of leadership in terms of our ride, our clear, encouraging the defense of what the slide packages should be. So for me, it was crystal clear. We had a fantastic performance. Unfortunately, the other goalie had a great performance too, and what the Albany goalie did great was catching the save as opposed to just making the stop, because that can create transition. And so we've got to be better shooting the ball where it's not caught, because it almost feels like a turnover. It's not a turnover, obviously, it's a save. But yeah, two great goalie performances today. And really grateful for all the people who came out on a Tuesday afternoon at beautiful Klockner Stadium.
You mentioned Matt, 14 saves on 25 shots on goal. What do you think that a performance like this can do for him moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, he had a great performance in Houston. Obviously not a great start against Maryland. The first 5 shots go in, I think. But from there, he got into a good rhythm. So I'm really enjoying the fourth year's presence. This is a man who started for most of his 3 years, and he's in a great battle with Kyle Morris. And Kyle is a heck of a stopper. Matt just gives so much more of the poise. Matt wants to be a coach someday when he graduates. This is the profession. He wants my job someday. And he's that type of player on the field. It's wonderful when you can coach players who see the big picture, who have a common presence, and can understand, the chess match, the moving parts. It's a wonderful common presence.
He mentioned that you all changed up your clear a few weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
How has that worked, and how has he sort of fit into that?
Yeah, the clear's been fantastic. As you can see, the last 2 games has been perfect with our clear. It's just bad coaching that we went to a new clear this academic year. Practiced it all fall, did it the first few games, disaster. And so we went back to the old clear, and here we are swinging at 100% the last couple of games. So just chalk that up to bad coaching.
Millen wasn't able to score on Saturday against Maryland. He scored 2 today, but still a ton of shots. What do you think of him overall?
Yeah, McCabe plays so hard. I love his intensity and his ferocity. He was part of our attack riding unit that created 6 turnovers in the ride. So I was really happy about that, to create those. That led to, I think, 2 different goals, and almost another one when the goalie dove back in there in the fourth quarter. So I love the intensity. I mean, McCabe plays with an edge and with anger, and I'm okay with that. I coach with a little anger myself, so I like that.
And then any update on Gabriel? I know he was out today. And
that was a surprise. Yeah, that was a surprise today. We just found out a couple hours before the game that he wasn't feeling great, and so I know. So I don't have an update. I hope he's back soon. We struggled against a team that's not necessarily been the best face-off team, but give number 9 for Albany credit. He won a lot of balls there. That's what you're worried about when you go against a team that's not used to winning face-off draws, because Albany's been 40%, and all of a sudden, they get a lot more, but they already have a good high offensive efficiency and a good defensive efficiency, and now you're giving them the ball this much. That's why today's game was so close.
And the man down unit looked great again. What's working well there?
I know. Coach Greco is doing a fantastic job. And I wish we'd been man up today. That would have been nice, because Albany's man down hasn't given up a goal all year. And Coach Cassis was eager to test ourselves against a man down that's obviously ranked better than ours if you're 15 out of 15 for their man down. But yeah, your question was more about our man down. Greco's doing an amazing job with that unit, and Matt Nunes bails us out when we do give an opening up.
You mentioned McCabe playing with fire. I think he had 1 penalty. John Schroeder had another one. Clean hits, or not clean hits, but nothing dirty, obviously. Yeah. Are you encouraging them to play with that aggressiveness, even if it occasionally does result in penalties?
There's some really good coaches out there that would say, "Oh, you can't take that penalty," and they run their programs really clean and smooth. I grew up with this game, influenced by the Onondaga people. The Native American roots of this game are the origins to say this is the game that was preparing boys to become men, and men in the Native American tradition were hunters and warriors. You weren't playing the game of lacrosse to be passive, to squeeze the clock. It's meant to be played with a warrior mindset and being played ferocious. That's what we're putting on the field, and those are the men we recruit.
Willisburg and Joey Trent, I know they both missed Maryland
yesterday.
Do you have an update on the two?
I don't. We'd love to get those 2 back. But give JP Lagunowich and Hudson Houseman 2 first years. They're stepping it and making some really good defensive plays there.
I don't think we'll talk to you before Utah on Saturday. Just what are your first impressions on them?
Yeah, transition. This is the coach who used to be at Robert Morris, and my first couple of years we played Robert Morris several times, and barely squeaked out a win in the national championship season of 2021. We won 14-12 against Robert Morris, so we know they're so deadly in transition and with the odd man rushes and man up. So it's a really dangerous offense.